Welcome back to Static Fear. Thank you for joining and tuning in.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and we got a spooky story.
For everyone listening to us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, we appreciate you listening. And if you would like to give us a follow, that would help the channel and help us be able to grow. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and click that bell for weekly notifications and videos.
And you know what? It's the last time I'm going to ask. Leave us feedback. Because every time you don't leave us feedback, every time. This beard here, I am going to pull out one strand of my beard every day until we get feedback.
That don't sound that bad, Adam.
It would hurt.
It don't sound that bad.
And that means that they're causing me pain. Y'all were causing me pain by not even saying hello to us. But, you know what? Y'all didn't come here to listen to us ramble. Y'all came here to listen to these spooky stories.
Absolutely.
And what are we actually going to be reading today, Peyton?
So, I was able to find two. The first one is a shorter story from Top Discipline 3273 from r/no sleep. It's called My parents have the same argument every night. My dad says I'm fine, but my mom insists I'm dead.
Alrighty, so predictions.
I don't think he's dead.
You don't think so?
I believe she's dead.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's my theory. Might not make sense, but
He's not dead, but she's dead?
Yeah, she's dead. Because the dad says, I'm changing it up. He's dead. The dad's dead.
But the dad says that the kid's fine. But
okay, the dad and him are both dead.
Is this gonna be like what's that movie called?
Ghost Dad.
Ghost Dad
with
Kevin Bacon.
No. Bill Cosby.
I don't no, what's that? It's got a
I don't think he has drinks in that movie, so I think it's okay.
What's I'm trying to think of the movie. It's by the same person. M. Night Shyamalan made it.
Oh, Sixth Sense?
Yes. I'm just going to be kind of taking inspiration from that.
I would say spoiler alert for people who haven't watched The Sixth Sense, but that movie's so old. Like
it's been out since VHS. Back in those days, you had to be kind and please rewind on the VHS tapes that you rented. Shows how old we are, Peyton.
Read the story.
Hey, one of the lurkers here. One of the lurkers?
I guess he's talking to the chat.
Okay. Trying to ask around the internet for some advice over a really bizarre situation I'm facing. Things have gotten out of control. Yesterday was another long night of nonstop arguing from my parents. I'm not exactly a kid, but I still live with them. I know some of you probably have to deal with situations like this too. It sucks, I know. But my case is different. There's something wrong with my mom. Every night she argues with my dad. But the topic is me. My mom is convinced that I'm dead. Like, not emotionally dead. Not, I did something wrong so you're dead to me, dead. Physically dead. She's not well. My father has started setting appointments with mental health professionals. Well, he was. I guess I'll explain later. Maybe someone can help me out. I'm desperate. God, I guess I'll start at the beginning. So, I'm just an ordinary guy. Nothing much to say about me. Like I said, there was nothing I did wrong. It was just another average day. I was just talking to my mom. We were having breakfast. Out of the blue, she just turned to me and said,
It's a shame what happened to you. You were so young. It's a shame that car hit you and you lost your life.
"Excuse me?" I think I drilled some milk and cereal out of my mouth. I was pretty shocked. You see, my mom is, well, she's a proper lady. Old school. She's always kind, always warm. She barely yells, and she never cusses. But she also doesn't tell jokes, especially dark ones like that. So, when she said that, I was completely floored. It was one of the most out of character things I've ever heard her say. I basically just ignored it as a weird joke and went on with my day. When I got home, she's arguing with my dad. About, well, you know what. The first couple of days were really weird. We couldn't tell if she was being serious or not. She would say, "I'm dead," and my dad would just point at me and say something along the lines of,
That's not funny.
after a bit, she stopped. Then continue again the next day. Things have escalated. She started arguing like a lot, coming up with comments that are largely nonsensical. I've heard stories of how I've been burned to death, drowned, electrocuted, hit by a car, shot, and dropped in acid, apparently. Jesus! Dropped in acid. Like, I understand the burned to death, drowned, hit by a car, shot, stuff like that, okay, but dropped in acid?
So her mom is saying that all this happened to him.
I wonder if she can see parallel universes.
Well, I've actually heard about this which not the multiple deaths. And I also saw in a clip of, I think it was CSI or something like that, where the mom refused to. It might not have been that. It's the one with it's the one with that one lady with the weird name, Mariska Hargitay.
That one lady with that weird name.
It's the one with Mariska Hargitay.
Okay.
And so basically, they go to this family that's been abusing their daughter, and the mom is convinced that the daughter is dead and that's not her daughter. But if she doesn't see her and she hears her voice, she believes that her daughter is alive. But once she sees her, she says that's not her daughter, that she's dead. It's like some kind of screwed up thing in your brain. Yeah.
Well, you know what, that could possibly be it. We'll find out.
I would have said that before the multiple deaths. Now I'm just thinking it's like schizophrenia and telling her something.
It could be. Well, is that going to be your theory? The mom's just crazy? Mine's going to be she can see she is having visions of other realities.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say it's schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia? Okay.
Yeah.
I've given up on trying to convince her. Me moving around and talking to her doesn't seem to faze her. She still persists. My day-to-day has become beyond bizarre. She asks me constantly what the afterlife is like. I tell her that nothing much has changed. Nothing much has changed, Mom. It's still the same afterlife.
Still dead.
Still dead. I tell her that nothing much has changed. I heard that. What the hell else am I supposed to answer? I'm not dead. I'm right in front of her, doing the same thing as ever. I just largely ignore her at this point. I know what you're thinking. Well, your mom has gone insane. Yes, I know. I thought so too. But then something happened. One day, my grandma came to visit. I love my Nan. She was just in the living room, minding her own business, eyes closed, hands clutched together. I passed her, not sure if she was asleep. She opened her eyes, and I said hi to her. She just smiled and said she was praying. She's quite religious. I feel like she was asleep. She wasn't praying. She was asleep. You know how parents are when they close their eyes, watching me, and they close their eyes. They say, "Are you asleep?" No, just resting my eyes.
Yep.
Or my eyes are burning. She said she was praying for me. Cool, I guess. But then she turned to me and explained why.
I'm praying for you so that your soul can rest in peace.
What? I think I froze in place for like a minute. I don't know how. I don't understand it, but my mom convinced my grandma that I'm dead. I couldn't believe it. There was a tiny chance my mom was joking, but my grandma? It wasn't possible. I should explain something. My mom kind of rules the family. She's kind, she's sweet, she's very convincing. She doesn't get the last say all the time, but when she wants something, people usually just go along with it. I have no fucking clue how she managed to convince my grandmother, but it's clear that something is going on. I just don't understand what. This situation, like I said, escalated. The other day, I was taking a nap in my bed. I suddenly smelled smoke. It was so alarming that I jerked myself out of bed. The burnt smell was coming from me. My mom had taken a lighter to my clothes and tried to set me on fire. Damn! She said, I know you burned to death, and I want to make sure.
My God, that's some freaky ass shit. Just imagine being a child and your mom's just trying to kill you every second she gets. Like,
That
oh, this will work. This will work. This will work.
so it's like it might be schizophrenia, Peyton.
Yeah.
You might be right. But I wonder if she's kind of like, oh, he burned to death, so I need to set him on fire again so he can be at peace.
In a way, I get that. But if she's a spirit, wait, is it a boy or a girl?
A boy.
Okay, I don't know why I keep saying she. I'm just so used to the she's
He,
being
she,
the story.
it's all the same.
If he's actually dead and what they're talking to, it's just the spirit. It's not the body. So if you believe that they're actually dead, you need to go to the remains that where you think the body is. The body ain't gonna be a zombie and just walking around.
Maybe this is Reddit. We may never know.
Maybe you'll pass on if you get cremated.
That is rough, man. What the fuck? She was smiling as she said that. That makes it even worse.
Yeah, schizophrenia. I definitely call it. Or she's possessed by a demon.
Maybe both.
Yeah.
She's possessed by a schizophrenic demon.
Probably.
This was the first instance of her trying to actually harm me. I keep my distance from her nowadays. After that incident, I went to my dad. This was going too far. She needed help. Maybe my grandma was going senile, but my mom needed help. I talked to my dad. He just looked around awkwardly. I couldn't believe it. She managed to convince my dad. Like, he's starting to accept the idea that I'm actually dead. I don't know what the fuck is even going on anymore. This family is breaking apart. Or it's uniting, I suppose. On the most bizarre and twisted idea I've ever heard of. Life isn't normal anymore. We went to the beach the other week. It was the last time I tried to do anything normal with my family. I fell asleep lying on my towel. When I woke up, I saw my mom above me, smiling. She had buried half my body in the sand. I could barely move. I screamed and jolted away. The sand felt coarse against my skin and heavy to move out of. But it was right before it felt like like solid stone that I squirmed free and got some distance from her. I think she was trying to bury me alive. I fucking yelled so much at her, the whole beach was looking at us, yelled about this sick joke, about this fucking idea she has that I'm dead. I had enough of it. I don't think I've ever been so angry in my life before. She just looked at me, silently, a small smile on her face.
The dead shouldn't yell.
Fucking hell. What have I got myself into? But it doesn't even stop there. It's getting worse. She managed to convince people at my school, my friends, my teachers. No one pays attention to me anymore. When I raise my hand to ask a question, the teacher ignores me. One time she said,
The dead can't ask questions.
"It's unreal. My friends pretend I'm not there. My family doesn't cook food for me anymore. I'm a stranger in my own home, a ghost wandering." The other day I saw her on her phone. She called me over.
Look at this, Chris.
I went to check. I'm very apprehensive about her nowadays. Our relationship is basically non-existent, and it is going to stay that way until she gets medical help. It was coffins. She was looking at fucking coffins.
You'll look nice in this one.
Golly, this lady's psychotic.
Yeah. If she's already dead, it does not make any sense with what she's doing.
No. She wants him dead. Do you have a Dr. Pepper, Peyton?
I do.
I do too. Mine's just the healthier choice.
There ain't nothing healthy about aspartame. Well, I guess that one don't have aspartame in it.
Nope.
Ain't nothing healthy at all about sodas.
As he drinks more soda. I can't really express it. The feeling of a loved one casually talking about your death, of intending it. It's not right, and everyone is starting to take her side. This ordeal is taking too much of a mental toll on me. I'm getting ready to leave town and go somewhere, anywhere. I need to get out. I'm writing this to ask if anyone has encountered anything similar. I know mentally unwell people exist, but to manage to convince basically my entire family and everyone around me? This is some kind of mass psychosis. If anyone has experienced this, please let me know. I'm packing my bags to leave. I need a break. I need to get out first. I'll fix this shit show later. I can't deal with my mom browsing what embalming fluids to use on me. I have to leave before doing something drastic, something I regret. I'm not.
Oh.
Wait, update. I was home alone, but my parents just got home. They came in a van. I don't really understand it. We don't own a van. What the fuck what's going on? There's like 10 people with them. I don't know what the hell's going on. What the hell is this? They're all carrying shovels.
End of story.
The end of my parents always have the same argument every night. That is nice. You know what? Top discipline 3273. I liked it.
It leaves you on a cliffhanger. But like, how is the mom able to convince all these people that she's dead? He's dead.
I don't know. Unless
Like-
he is actually dead. But then how is he topping on Reddit?
If that is true, maybe he is dead, but also maybe she's kind of like a witch that can force people to like believe her. I don't know what powers a witch has.
Voodoo, bitch.
Said witch, not voodoo. Two completely different things.
No, witches do voodoo.
Witches do not do voodoo.
Have you ever heard of a witch
Voodoo-
doctor?
I It's a different kind of witch.
No, witches are witches. They all have those stitches that's usually somewhere on their face. They kind of look like part Frankenstein.
Harry Potter? He has
And the
something on his
Sorcerer's
forehead.
Stone.
Or Philosopher's Stone, depending on your country.
Really?
Yeah. It was not. It was never called the Sorcerer's Stone in anywhere else, not even in the books. The only reason why they changed it to Sorcerer's Stone instead of the Philosopher's Stone is because they assumed in America that we didn't know what a philosopher was.
Ain't she American, though? Who wrote that?
J.K. Rowling? No, she's
Yeah.
British.
Oh. Does she think we're that stupid?
She's got more problems going on than just that, so
That is true.
let's leave
That
it.
is true.
Yeah, let's leave it at that.
R.I.P. But no. So I think the story was great. It was a simple story.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot going on, but sometimes less is better.
It's like I would think of this story like an episode of Goosebumps.
I could see that. Yeah. Yeah. I could definitely that honestly that would be a good Goosebumps episode.
It really would. It
Or
really
book.
would. Or book. Well, each
Both.
episode is a book.
You know what? You know what's awesome that I found out the other day?
What?
On the Fire Stick.
Mhm.
You know the free live channels you can get?
Mhm.
They have a Goosebumps channel. It plays 24/7 Goosebump episodes.
Just plays the old one.
Yep.
What was your
All the
favorite
old
one?
ones. Probably the mutated flowers. I
The
forgot the name of it.
Don't Go Into the Basement.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
There's
I remember.
one book or it's an episode. I think it's an episode that apparently was actually technically it wasn't meant for kids. It was very borderline on it being for kids and being for adults.
I used to watch that as a kid, but I don't know. I don't remember this for a fact, but I don't know if it was Tales of the Crypt or
Great show.
Goosebumps.
Great show.
But there was an episode where a guy had a ventriloquist. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched this episode of either one. I don't know.
They've been around forever. If they haven't watched them, they're free online. Go watch them.
But this guy is a ventriloquist, and he's apparently very good at it. And it turns out they think that the dummy is alive, but it turns out it was his left hand is his brother. His conjoined evil twin brother.
I think that's Tales from the Crypt. I think that'd be too much for Goosebumps.
Yeah, probably.
When you said the dummy thing, that's on.
Yeah.
That is Goosebumps.
Yeah, Slappy. Yeah, Slappy. But yeah, it probably was because it ended up with him cutting his brother off and his brother killing him. Yeah.
Yeah. The more you say, the more that's definitely Tales from the Crypt. But that both are great shows.
I agree.
So, on a score of meh to creepy as hell, what do you give it?
I would say spooky season.
Spooky season? Okay.
Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah. It's like it's like something to read around Halloween time. Like, oh, that's kind of creepy. Like, well, because could be realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes sense. It could be either something mentally wrong with her, or he could be actually dead.
Could be.
And the dad is just not wanting to believe it.
Yeah, the dad seemed like he just really did give a damn.
He's in denial of it happening.
Possibly.
But it doesn't make sense on it saying that burned alive, freaking dropped in acid.
Yeah, it's like you already had multiple ways that the child died, but you're trying to do it again. That's the part that doesn't make any sense.
Yep. So what is this the next story here, Peyton?
This story is called "I Got Locked in an Aquarium" by Blair Daniels from r/no sleep.
You know what?
I would not want to be locked in an aquarium. That's for damn sure, especially with those crab spiders.
Yeah, those things are kind of creepy. Yeah. That Ripley's aquarium.
Yeah,
They're the one that's cylindrical one, or it's just
Yeah.
nothing but those freaking crab spider looking things.
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
And they're basically bulletproof almost. Just not real bulletproof per se, but they're armored.
Well, yeah, they're crabs.
Those things can.
The only thing that could probably kill is that praying mantis shrimp. You ever seen the mantis shrimp?
No.
The thing is like snaps and can literally cut through a crab. It like it's nothing.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of it's the snaps. Yeah,
because it can go through stone even.
I believe it. I would not want to mess with them.
I think I know what you're talking about. There's actually at Ripley's Aquarium, there's a thing where you can stay the night in your aquarium.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You can stay with the penguins.
Okay, well that's different. That's kind of humble.
You get to sleep with the penguins.
Relaxing.
But you can walk around the aquarium and stuff too.
Well, when do fish go to bed?
When do fish go to bed? I don't think fish sleep, babe.
I'm pretty sure everything sleeps.
No.
Yes.
An alligator doesn't sleep.
Yes, they do.
Not fully. You know, when they close their eyes, they still have that film. They're still looking around.
They're just alert.
It's only
kind of like a motion sensor.
Because it's only half their brain is asleep. They only rest half their brain at a time.
Well, at least they're actually using their full brain. Well, it sounds like they're using their full brain. We're just using, what, 10% of ours?
Just imagine
we could probably do that too.
If we could,
I don't think we need that kind of power. I think we're meant to be dumb.
If we could use if we could use like shut off half our brain to sleep and the other half not, you're imagine a work shift. Instead of you working at most like a 12-hour shift at work, now you can just work 24 hours.
It would never end. You would never stop working.
And you would be a different type of person too. For each time your brain shut down half of it, you'd be a different person. Yeah. That'd be wild.
There might be some things they share,
but we'll get into the story before we get sidetracked, because this is not a sidetrack podcast.
Very good. You're right.
Yeah, I'm right. We got caught in traffic, and it was less than an hour until closing. We heard past the jellyfish undulating under a UV light, past a huge tank with a black tip reef shark, tail sweeping through the water. We tried to hit all the best exhibits, but we still lost track of time. When we went to exit, the doors were locked.
Hello?
Derek called.
Can someone open the door for us, please?
No reply. The concession stand, ticketing booth were all dark and empty. I peered out the window at the falling dusk, the desolate parking lot. Really desolate. I didn't see a single car.
Maybe they all left without noticing that we're still here? No way.
But as we walked down the hallway, past a display of lionfish floating through the water, it looked like I was right. The lights were dim, and there wasn't a single sound coming from anywhere. The ambient music they popped over the speakers had been turned off. We did a full circuit through the aquarium, past the manta ray touch tank, closed and shuttered past the glowing jellyfish, past the huge shark tank. No one was there.
Should we call the police?
I asked as we made our way back to the entrance.
I guess so. I still can't believe they locked up without doing a sweep of the whole place.
I pulled out my phone, only one bar. I dialed. A single ring sounded in my ear before cutting off midway.
I don't think I have reception.
I said. Derek pulled out his phone.
Me either. I think I'm getting the voices all fucked up.
Me either.
Oh, yeah. I imagine this is in like New Jersey or something.
Okay. Well, we can go for it.
So I'm just trying to. Okay, so Derek is going to be like.
Derek?
One second. Let me get into my place.
Derek was more like a pothead. That's what he sounded like a little bit.
That's okay. Hold on. I'm gonna change up the whole voices. There's got to be someone still here. A janitor or something. Come on.
I said, walking back towards the hallway. When we'd done the lap around, it had been quick. If someone was in the back room, we wouldn't have seen them. I sprinted further back into the aquarium, a jellyfish still undulating under the UV light, oblivious to us. Can they even hear? I thought, as I shouted at the top of my lungs, and they didn't seem to react. The sharks swam in the enormous tank, watching us with bulging eyes. The little terrarium with the turtles spilled golden light out into the darkness.
Is anyone here?
I called. Nothing. At exactly 7:30, the lights dimmed over our head. I pulled out my phone again. No reception. I sat on the floor against a fake outcropping of rock, hiding my face in my hands.
We're trapped in here.
I whispered.
Someone's got to come back. I mean, they have cameras, right? They can probably see us right now.
He took a deep breath.
And anyways, the worst case scenario, the aquarium opens at 8 a.m. tomorrow. That's in like 12 hours. We can't stay here all night. Why not? Well, for one thing, I'm starving. So, there's food.
Derek always keeping his calm, even in the worst of scenarios. I still remembered that time the engine blew out on our flight to LA. I was catatonic, throwing up in a bag and thinking I was going to die. Derek was calm the whole time, rubbing my back, telling me we'd be fine. Later, he told the way you look at what? Man, you don't rub your friend's back when they're throwing up.
It's just how it was worded. I got a weird feeling from it.
Later, he told me he was about to have a full-blown panic attack, but he shoved it all down, kept calm for me. This time, though, he really did seem calm.
Come on.
I said, pulling me up from the floor. Most of the cafe was locked, but there was a little fridge of drinks and freezer of Dippin' Dots that were unsecured. We sat in the empty seating area downing the dots, actually having an okay time.
We're really sleeping with the fishes now.
Derek said.
How?
I replied, rolling my eyes and grabbing another chocolate. Our voices echoed into the huge space, the sharks swimming by peacefully behind me in their enormous tank. Suddenly, Derek's face dropped.
What?
He shook his head and looked down at the ice cream.
Nothing?
I narrowed my eyes at him.
No. What? I just thought I saw some.
he said quickly.
What? Just...
His eyes flicked up and then widened as he stared at a spot over my shoulder. I whipped around just in time to see a dark shape flit out of view in the tank. My heart plummeted.
Was that a person?
Looked like it.
A diver in the tanks right now? Maybe cleaning the tank or something? Feeding the sharks? I shot up and ran over to the window. Up against it now, I could see into nearly the entire tank. And there, a person in full scuba gear darting behind a fake stand of coral. I slapped at the window.
Hey, we're locked in.
I shouted.
Can you let us out?
I could see the trail bubbles coming up from behind the fake coral, but I couldn't see the scuba diver anymore. Derek joined me, and we watched, perplexed.
Why isn't he coming out?
I don't know.
Derek said, his green eyes focused on the water.
Shouldn't he be, like, cleaning or feeding them or something?
I guess.
It's almost like he's intentionally hiding from us. Dread sank into me. That's crazy, right? Why would someone doing maintenance on the tanks hide from us? Some dumb kids who got stuck in the aquarium. The fake coral had little holes in it. He could very well be watching us, even though we couldn't see him. I backed away from the tank.
I don't like this.
I whispered.
I know. It's weird.
I pulled out my phone again. 0 bars this time. I tried to call the police, but the line didn't even connect. Fuck. I tugged Derek out of view of the tank.
He what?
He tugged it. little tug.
This is not the time.
Stop it. Damn it, stop it. That's what Derek's saying. Hey, stop it.
What are you doing?
I'm working here.
Come on.
I said. We ducked into the hallway, decorated to look like an underwater tunnel with fake rocks that cut away into fish tanks. Dim lights reflected on the floor, casting deep shadows.
There's got to be an emergency exit somewhere.
I said, turning a sharp left into the room with the jellyfish. The UV lights were still on, illuminating the edges of their transparent forms. They silently undulated through the water, up and down, up and down. I scanned the darkness for a red exit sign, but I didn't see any. There's got to be one somewhere. I ran deeper into the aquarium, Derek following close behind, our footsteps echoing across the glass tanks. Schlop. I froze.
What was that?
I whispered. It sounded like something heavy and wet hitting the ground. Coming from up ahead, the shark tank. Derek grabbed my shoulders, pulling me into an enclave behind one of the fake rocky outcroppings. My back hit the spherical window looking into the sea turtle tank, distorting our reflection. A wet slapping sound echoed from ahead. First he's tugging, now you hear wet slapping sounds. Getting a little weird. It's getting a little weird, Peyton.
I don't think this should have been on No Sleep. I think this should have been not suitable for work.
It has to be the guy we saw in the tank. I held my breath. Don't come down this way, please. The silence stretched on. Derek slowly leaned forward, peering around the edge of the rock. Then he darted back in. He held a finger to his lips, eyes wide in the sickly blue light from the tank. What? I mouthed. He's there, he mouthed back, pointing. I leaned forward slightly. He was standing there in the hallway, facing away from us. The man in the scuba gear, water dripping down his body and pulling on the floor. Before I could get a good look, Derek yanked me back, pulling me close to him. He held his finger to his lips again, shaking his head. My heart pounded in my ears. My lungs burned, and I let out my breath slowly, silently, as quietly as I could. Go. Please. The minutes ticked on, but I didn't hear any footsteps. He was still there. He knows we're here. He's waiting for us to come out. We stood, frozen, against the window. Then I heard it. Tap, tap, tap. I wheeled around. No. He was right there. On the other side of the window, one hand lifted, a slender finger tapping on the glass, silhouetted by vivid blue water behind him. But there was something terribly wrong with him. The scuba mask was fused to his face. No, it was part of his skin. Waterlogged, beige flesh lifted off his eyes and cheekbones to hold a foggy piece of glass, shielding enormous eyes. His body was twisted, almost fish-like, ending in flippered feet. Pain shot up from my arm, and I realized Derek was yanking me away. I'd frozen in shock. I finally tore my eyes away from him, and we ran back through the aquarium. Towards the entrance, a loud splash sounded from somewhere, and a minute later, that awful wet slapping sound behind us. I forced myself not to look back, to keep my eyes ahead, on the fish, the sharks, everything passing us in a blur. We burst out into the entrance area. Derek grabbed a chair from the concession stand and hauled it above his head. In a quick motion, he threw it at the glass door. It shattered, bits of tempered glass running down on the floor. Slap, slap, slap.
Run!
I screamed. It was too late. Something knocked me to the floor, and then I was sliding, being pulled by my ankles, sliding towards the tank. The smell of rotten fish wafted over me. He's going to throw me in the tank. Food. I'm food. I kicked wildly. Derek grabbed me by the arms, and then suddenly I was free, being pulled out the door into the darkness outside. We scrambled up and ran to the car. I couldn't breathe until we were locked inside.
What was that? Let's get out of here.
Derek said, ignoring my question. No one believed our story, of course. Not the police, not our friends, no one. Scared teenagers flipping out over the guy who feeds the sharks at night. That's what everyone thought. Maybe I'd even think it too. That I'd scared myself into imagining things in the dim light of the closed aquarium. Except there are thick scratches on my ankles, scabbing over from where that thing touched me, and the slightest bit of skin webbing between my toes.
End of story 2.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's like I was there.
It was like he was there.
Yeah, it in a way, what it kind of reminded me of is like a Scooby-Doo episode. Like
A more horrific Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
episode.
Well, no one died, so it could be a normal Scooby-Doo.
But he's turning into a fish.
Well, there's
Did Scooby ever turn into a fish?
no, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
But for some reason, the reason why I thought of Scooby-Doo is because it reminded me of Minor 49er, the scuba gear, old scuba gear, one from the movies and show.
Oh,
The one
yeah.
that came out the lake. You know what I'm talking
Yep.
about?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. But at first, I was more on the lines of Scuba Steve.
Scuba. A murderous Scuba Steve.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Honestly, though, I liked it. I think it could have been better. Just like anything can have improvements.
Wow.
Um,
I'm actually proud of you. This is your first actual criticisms of glazing all these
I've
stories.
said stuff that I've said other stories that hasn't been good. But thought the best thing I liked about it was when it described the person.
The dynamic between see it doesn't even give a name for the other guy, which I don't understand why. That's what threw me off.
Because he's the narrator.
Yeah, but
He's the one that's writing the story.
he should still have a name
Yeah.
instead of just being narrator.
Maybe that's
It's
just his name. What if that's actually his name? Narrator.
In the wording in some of these things, like he tugged, he pulled, he whacked, like
the slap.
Yeah, we could have chose some different. That's my biggest complaint. Like you could turn this story sexual, and I don't like that.
That's fair. I think it. Like I said, I think it's good, but it could have been better.
I can see this being a haunted house around Halloween time. Like you literally have someone dressed in a scuba gear. Like,
do they do that at aquariums?
I don't think they do. It which would be a cool thing, but you might end up PETA would probably say like, "Oh, you're frightening the fish and shit like that." So, what do you rate this one?
Out of meh to
Scariest,
spooky, scary. I would say,
the thing I love the most I love the concept. The story was sort of weak. The dialogue was practically nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But the concept is, I believe, it would make a great movie, because how many horror movies can you think of that is set inside of an aquarium? None. Unless there's some delisted horror movie on Tubi.
There might be. But here's the thing. Fine. I'll raise it up from meh to chills.
Just for the concept alone?
The concept and how it described the creature.
Yeah. It's like in a way, that whenever it described the creature, it reminded me of Jason Goes to Hell. You know how he looked with the mask being in his face? Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
That was a good movie.
That was a weak movie.
No, it was. It was a good movie.
He was barely in the movie.
And what about Jason X? Did you like it?
Jason X it's like Freddy versus Jason. It's a horror funny movie.
Freddy versus Jason was good.
I like Freddy versus Jason. Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, I give it chills on this one. The first one was better. I loved the first story.
Both have potential, but both could also use it a little. It's kind of like whenever a writer sits and thinks on it.
Mm-hmm.
This, whenever doing little stories like this, you're not really sitting on it because you don't really have time, because most likely you have a full-time job, you got your own stuff. You want to get this out there, see what people think, so you can work on your next story.
Yeah.
So I believe like he's good at building, not dialogue.
Oh, maybe his imagination's good.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's true. And it's all about inspiration too.
Yeah. I think like the first story, I wouldn't want the first story to be any longer.
No.
I think it ended good because it leaves it up to the reader's imagination and their interpretation of it, which I love movies and books and stuff like that. That's like that, where you have to decide yourself. But I think there should be more dialogue in the second one. But to me, the dialogue didn't fit too well. change the dialogue a little bit.
Yeah, I mean,
And it ended very abruptly. It was like he went so far.
did the first story. Well, yeah,
The
it doesn't
first
really
one
say
was more
how they.
natural. The first
Yeah,
one ended naturally.
well, it in a way kind of like the first story it was like multiple days. This was literally in one night.
Mm-hmm. But
But one thing that I agree with you on that is it did abruptly because how did they get out?
well, they smashed the door out the
Why didn't
window.
they do that to begin with?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the same time, if you're locked in a place, maybe you don't want to end up getting in trouble.
If you get locked in and it's not your fault, you don't get in trouble.
But
It's that if anything, you have a lawsuit on your hands.
yeah, because they're supposed to make sure everybody's out.
Yep.
Well, if you took the fish, you just went in there
Well,
yourself.
yeah.
And
If you
took a shark.
if they said
Had a
if
shark.
they said they killed a fish, I can understand why they didn't smash it. But they didn't say that.
I think it ended abruptly because, like, with the first one, right, it was more natural.
Yeah.
It was update. Like, it actually seemed like somebody was typing something out, and then they hurry up and type something else saying, quick update before they are going to die. And the second one, it was like they got so far, and they knew where the end point was, what they wanted the end point to be, but then they went straight to it and ended it.
Well, yeah, that's true. And like probably the hardest thing to do whenever it comes to making a horror story is ending it.
It is. That's why Stephen King had a hard time.
Still does.
Yep. I would probably have a hard time ending a story too if I did cocaine all the time.
You've literally mentioned that.
I know.
The last episode or the episode before that.
I wonder if one of these two authors did cocaine while writing the story.
Maybe.
Probably, if I had to guess, it was the second dude.
I knew you were going to say that. They're just so different in their. It's like the second story turned into more of a slasher. And the first one is more psychological.
Mm-hmm.
And
it could also be that I like more psychological stories.
I absolutely hate psychological stories simply for the fact that I think too much when it comes to it.
And with like a slasher film, you kind of just turn your brain off.
It's just like, you turn your brain off. It's just like, it's kind of like just like any slasher or Michael
Jason.
Almost said Michael Jackson, but
Michael Jackson,
Michael Myers, even like Jigsaw and stuff like this.
You turn your brain off. It ain't supposed to make sense. That's fair. But I think they was still at the same time they were both was good stories. Each one could improve on different things.
Yes, both could use improvements, but if you're starting out, like it's a good start. Just
build
with anything that we do. It's a growing process, even with what we're doing. Like you just keep at it, and you'll eventually get to a place that you want to be.
Mm-hmm. I do agree. Wise words of wisdom from the man himself.
Wise words of wisdom?
Yes. Wise words of wisdom.
Who?
WWOW. Wise words of wisdom.
Sound like you're going to create a wrestling promotion.
Maybe I am. It's going to be a new type of wrestling that takes place in an aquarium tank.
You body slamming a shark?
Yes.
It is Shark Week.
Man versus fish.
Man versus fish. Now the reason why, like these stories that we did were kind of like last minute because the story that was picked out literally right after the author posted that you had to go through certain channels in order to be able to read their story. So we had to change it last minute
But you
to.
did a great job.
I just didn't read it. I just literally looked at how many like um
Upvotes.
I don't yeah, upvotes like it had in I think the first one had 1400 and this one had 800. No, or this one had 2000. They were pretty high up there. It wasn't just,
Okay.
and that also had enough dialogue. But yeah.
I think you did great, Peyton.
Well, thank you. It's first time for anything. So, but Adam will be going back to picking the story, and let's just hope that no one decides to eliminate the freedom to be able to read their story.
I
So,
do.
because yeah, it's like anti-consumer. Like,
Yeah. At the same time, I kind of
and
understand it to a
I
certain
get it.
point.
If it's a book, I get it. This ain't no book.
Just a
Or
short
if it's a
story.
long series that is private, you're literally putting it out there on the web.
Mm-hmm. I get
But
that.
but I bel but we'll always get stories like this that might be good, might not be good, but we'll always be upfront and honest about how we feel about the
Mm-hmm.
stories. Probably more me than him. Um,
Hey, now.
Anything you would like to end on?
Again, thank y'all for watching / listening to us. It does mean the world. Last time I'm going to say this, you better give us feedback. Tell us what you like about us, what you don't like about us. It could be you don't like Peyton's hair, or you
It's
don't
fine.
like, or you don't like the lack of my hair.
Or you don't
Either
like the
one.
lack of my beard.
Yeah, and you just don't like my full beard. Either way, comment, let us know what you think, what y'all think of these stories, as well, and definitely go over there, read them, upvote them as well. Let them, know that you kind of
Yeah.
supportive
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, go support every um uh author that we read, go and support. That's why we always leave a link in the description to the original story and the artist. Just go give them your support and give them your feedback because they have to be able to grow also.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Don't we all? We all got to grow.
Absolutely.
If you stop growing, you stop learning. If you stop learning, you stop growing. It's one of the two.
Is this an actual saying?
I don't know. Maybe I just came up with it. Maybe I didn't.
And if you
And just
like what you've seen here and you want to see more, go watch our three-parter on a local PI in a small port town, and also check out the other two single episodes that we have on the channel and give us your feedback on them too.
oh yeah.
Um, but we look forward.
But no, I do appreciate all y'all for you know watching / listening. Again, it is very very much appreciated.
Thank you for tuning in to Static Fear. We look forward to reading another story for you next week. Bye bye.